Hi, in this video we're going to do algebraic fractions to some negative power like this. So let's do the first one. Now what we do, remember, when we have a negative index, specifically a fraction to a negative index like that, is that we reciprocate the fraction that's in the base. So this fraction here in the brackets, we're going to reciprocate it, we're going to flip it upside down. Reciprocate, remember, means 1 over it. And when you do 1 divided by a fraction, it flips it upside down. So this fraction inside the bracket is going to become b squared over 3a to the 4. And now remember, instead of a negative index, we now have a positive index, because by doing 1 over it and flipping the fraction, it gets rid of the negative indice. It becomes a positive indice instead. And then remember, what we do is that we apply this power of 2 here to the numerator and the denominator. So I'm going to do the b squared to the power of 2. So that's a power raised to a power. And remember, when that happens, you just multiply the indices together. So you're going to do the 2 times the 2, which is going to be b to the 4, like that. And now we're going to do this denominator to the power of 2. So we're going to do 3a to the 4 to the power of 2. Now remember, we just do each of these two things here to the power of 2. So we do 3 to the power of 2. 3 squared is 9. And we also do the a to the 4 to the power of 2. So we're raising a power to a power. So we multiply the indices together, the 4 and the 2, which is 8. So it becomes a to the 8 like that. So that is the final answer there. And then what about this second one here? Now, again, because we've got a negative index here, we reciprocate the base, the fraction inside that bracket. So it becomes 4x to the 4 y to the 5 over 20x to the 5. Flip that upside down to the power of positive 3. Now, we can actually simplify this fraction inside first. So if you can simplify the fraction, then do so. So can you see that we can divide top and bottom by 4? So that divided by 4 just becomes 1. That divided by 4 becomes 5. So we've simplified the numbers on the front. And then we could also divide by the lowest power of x. So we've got x to the 4, x to the 5. They have the lowest power in common, so x to the 4. So if we divide the top by x to the 4, it just disappears. It just becomes 1, effectively. And if we divide the x to the 5 by x to the 4, then we're going to have 1x left, so it's just going to be x like that. Remember, laws of indices, x to the 5 divided by x to the 4. When you divide two powers, you subtract the indices. 5 minus 4 is 1, so it's x to the power of 1. So what we've got left, at the top, all we've got left is the y to the 5. And at the bottom, we've got 5x. And that is to the power of 3. And then remember, we just raise each of the numerator and the denominator to the power of 3. So we've got y to the 5 to the 3. So we've got raising a power to a power. We multiply these indices. 5 times 3 is 15. And then we raise the 5x to the power of 3. So we're going to cube the 5. So 5 cubed is 125. And then we've got the x cubed, which is just x cubed. And that is the final answer.